Welcome, everybody, to Oglethorpe University. Welcome to another exciting ball game between the Atlanta Smoke and the New York Rise. This, of course, is Game 3 of the three-game series, which the Atlanta Smoke have a 2-0 lead in this series. They won the game on Friday night, 10-4, and they toughed it out last night to bring home another victory. That's their third win in the last out of their last 5 games. And tonight should be no different for the Smoke, running out quite a different lineup than they had for Friday night, that's for sure. We've got so much action, so much fun is going to be had. My name is Drew Dickinson. I am overlooking Anderson Field inside Hermance Stadium at the beautiful and historic Oglethorpe University, the site of the 3-game home series, the opening home debut series here in Atlanta for the Atlanta Smoke, the 2023-2024 back-to-back WPF champions, looking to continue to make noise as the season progresses. Ten-run first game, fairly exciting. They won 8-6 last night, they as in the Atlanta Smoke. And leading off for the New York Rise. Down. Wind is chosen to pick up as soon as the game began. Alex, of course, a graduate of Clemson University, also attending the University of North Carolina, where she is a career .344 hitter. On the hill tonight for the Atlanta Smoke is Kerwood. She's making her second appearance of the season. Billy Kerwood, to be exact. She's pitched 2.1 innings this season with an ERA that she's going to want to forget. So tonight is going to be a big game for Kerwood, as that's a short line to the second baseman. Finds Espinoza for the out at first base. 1 up, 1 down for Smoke. Stepping in the batter's box, Lauren Lucas. She's playing right field tonight for the New York Rise. High fly ball. This one's going to go foul. Chasing it down in the outfield, though, is Howe. Unable to catch up to it. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. And, of course, starting lineup for the New York Rise. Number 25, Alex Brown. Number 28, Lauren Lucas. Number 26, Riley Blampede, playing left field. Kerwood with the pitch. That one's going to be just a bit high, as Lauren takes another ball. Counts even at 1. Continuing with the starting lineup, number 15, Courtney Day for the New York Rise. Number 21, McKenna Smith. Nice pitch from Kerwood as Lucas takes a strike. Count is now at 1-2. Number 40, Carly Spade, playing first base for the Rise. Catching, Sophia Nugent. Second base, Sammy Williams. Center field, Kayla Wadle. And number 24, Lauren Krings. And there you see first strikeout of the game for Kerwood. 2 up, 2 down. Lucas heads back to the dugout. And Blampede steps in the batter's box. The University of South Carolina Gamecock trying to avenge the first 2 outs here in this opening inning, top of the inning here. Nice pitch again from Kerwood. Can't tell she's only pitched 2.1 innings this season. So far, so good for her. They'll wind up in the pitch. Not in her favor. 1-1. 1-1, 2 outs. Kerwood, the windup and the pitch. This one's going to be hit to center field over the shortstop, off the wall. Rounding first, headed towards second, is Blampede with a stand-up double here in the top of the first inning.
Number 15, Courtney Day.
Wind is blowing all of my preparation sheets all over the place. It's nuts. Jasmine Hill chasing the ball down in center field, making it back to the second baseman before Blampede was able to turn second and head for third. Going to get a quick timeout here. A little deliberation between Krapf and Kerwood. Discussion over. Back to the circle goes Kerwood. First pitch to Blampede, and she's going to foul tip that one behind the catcher. 1 strike. On deck for the for the Rise is shortstop number 21, McKenna Smith. The windup and the pitch. Going to be a bit high outside. 1-1. 2 up, 2 down quickly here in the top of the first for Kerwood. Can she sit down the third batter and start off this game, no better than she really could have imagined so far? The wind-up and the release. And this one's going to be hit down the left field line, is going to go foul.
Foul ball.
Howe runs it down once again. On Friday night, Howe was playing in right field. Tonight, she's making her home in left field, taking her spot in the right field for this game. For the Smoke is going to be Elizabeth Mason. Krapf's catching, so Mason's going to head to the outfield this afternoon. The pitch. Another ball. 2-2. 2 outs, top of the first. New York Rise have sent 4 batters so far. This top of the first inning. Blampede with a stand-up double. Kerwood with the pitch. Bit high once again. Kerwood likes the signal. And she's going to walk.
To the plate, number 21, McKinney Smith.
Courtney Day with the walk, and up to bat for the New York Rise, number 21, McKenna Smith. The first pitch of the at-bat from Kerwood is going to go right down the seam for the first strike. For the Rise, McKenna Smith's going to hit a line drive right down the third base line, and tapping the bag for the third out will be Charlotte Eccles. And as we head to the bottom of the first inning, Janae Jefferson, Silent Train Espinoza, and Jenna Cody up to in just a moment.
Don't worry, we have your back to get everything you need.
Welcome back. Drew Dickinson broadcasting live right here from Oglethorpe University as we are about to begin the bottom of the first inning. Top of the order coming up to the plate for the Atlanta Smoke. Janae Jefferson from the University of Texas will lead it off for the Smoke. Jefferson has a .417 batting average so far this season. She had a home run last night. In the circle for the New York Rise is Lauren Krings. She'll be pitching to Sophia Nugent, who makes her home behind home plate. And it looks like we're about to get the bottom of the first underway with the top of the order for the Atlanta Smoke. And here comes Janae Jefferson. Stepping into the circle for the first pitch of the game for the Rise will be Lauren Krings. She's going to face down Janae Jefferson. The windup and the first pitch. Strike right down the middle. Jefferson's going to take a strike on the first pitch of the game for the Atlanta Smoke. Krings sets the windup. That one's going to be just a tad too high for the umpire's liking. 1-1. Lauren Krings throwing another strike. Comes from us from Loveland, Colorado. She attended college at the University of Missouri. 2024 SEC All-Defensive Team and the SEC All-Tournament Team. So quite the player once again in the circle for the New York Rise. And that's going to be a third strike for Jefferson. She's going to head back to the dugout. And stepping up to the plate, number 21, Silent Train Espinoza. Silent Train attended the University of Washington. Krings likes the signal from Nugent. And the first pitch at bat is going to be a strike. Nice game from both pitchers so far. Yes, I know it's just the first inning, but the confidence already from both ladies is already showing. As Krings sets and wind up, and Espinosa's going to hit that foul behind home plate. Ball's going to bounce off the dugout. 1-1 is the count. 1 out. Bottom of the first. Silent Train Espinoza at the plate for the Smoke. Krings likes what she sees. Good eye from Espinoza. Taking a ball. Krings getting the sign from Nugent. During her time at the University of Missouri, where she attended college, she compiled a career 2.79 ERA, 57-32 record, and an outstanding 599 strikeouts and 604.2 innings for Krings. So it's safe to say the Smoke have quite the test today, and beautiful swing, and she's going to go opposite field right down the third baseline. And she's going to get into second with a stand-up double. I believe that's her second stand-up double in the last 3 games. She pinch hit on Friday night and had a stand-up double with an RBI. So making noise already. Silent Train Espinoza. Jenna Cody, DP tonight, stepping to the plate. Of course, Cody, Central Florida alum, showing bunt again. Espinoza pulls back. Espinoza looks to go. She's going to change her mind. It's going to be called a strike on the pitch from Krings to Cody. March 6, 2022, Lauren Krings threw a perfect game versus Bradley. This one's going to be high pop ball, and it's going to be caught by Spade right outside the first baseline for the second out of the inning. And just as fast as Cody came up to the plate, she is going to head back to the dugout even faster. And coming up, batting cleanup will be number 4, Charla Eccles, the Florida Gator, carrying a .364 batting average. Only 1 home run on the season. She's looking to change that up quickly. Nice pitch here from Krings. Just a bit outside. Already on top of the count is Eccles. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 outs here, bottom of the first. Taking a strike on that second pitch from Krings is Eccles. Remember, Espinoza on second, stand-up double. She hit one opposite field all the way down to that left field wall. Able to make it into second. Third pitch of the at-bat for Eccles. And she's going to take another strike. 1-2. Fantastic pitching so far for Krings. The pitch to Eccles, and she's going to go opposite field on the third baseline once again. Standing up at third and slowing down Espinoza is Coach Tarvin. And a single here in the bottom of the first for Charla Eccles. Runners at the corner. And here comes Howe to the plate. Morgan Howe, Arizona State Sun Devil. Stepping into the batter's box, trying to send Silent Train home and advance Eccles. First pitch to Howe. Good eye from Howe. First ball of the at-bat. 1-0, 2 outs. Espinoza at third, Eccles at first. Morgan Howe trying to send him home. Going to take another strike. She thought about it, hesitated just a split second, cost her a strike. 1-1. This one's going to be popped foul right over the Atlanta Smoke dugout. 1-2. Eccles deliberating with the Atlanta Smoke first base coach. Espinoza comfortably on the third base bag. Krings, low. 2-2. Count is evened up. On deck is Krapf for Atlanta Smoke. She's playing catcher tonight. 6-foot catcher from Minnesota, hoping to get in a bat. Pitch from Krings to Howe. Smoke got lucky there. Rise wanted a strike. It's going to be just a bit, a tad high. The count is full. Krings to Howe. Howe going to get a low grounder to the second baseman all the way back to Spade for the third out of the inning. And we're going to head to the top of the second with the New York Rise coming to bat. We'll be back from Oglethorpe here in just a flash. Welcome back to Oglethorpe University. 0-0 between the New York Rise and Atlanta Smoke as we head to the top of the second inning. 6, 7, 8 up to bat for the New York Rise, starting the inning with first basewoman Carly Spade.
Number 4, Carla Spade.
First pitch from Kerwood. Right down the seam. Strike one. Smoke pulled out 2 hits in that bottom of the first inning. A double and a single. Got the runners at the corners, just unable to bring them home. Second pitch of the at-bat from Kerwood. This one's going to be just a tad high. 1-1. You know, it's such a burning hot day, but there's that little bit of breeze that's been picked up, and it's making it not so bad. Here's a foul ball over the first baseline. It's going to bounce in the stands. As I look over to the left corner, I see some movement in the bullpen already for the Atlanta Smoke. Keep an eye on that as Kerwood winds up for the third pitch at bat. And this one's going to be smacked to right field and making a catch almost. Just comes right out of the web of the glove in right field. Elizabeth Mason unable to hold it as Spade heads to third for a stand-up triple to lead off the second inning. Man, unfortunate for Mason. It just pops right out of the web. Oh, wait, they're going to call it a foul ball. Wow. Yeah, I guess it is. All right, so we're going to knock that triple off the board, and Spade is going to head back to the batter's box. The count is at 1-2. Kerwood delivers a beauty, and this time Spade's going to head back to the dugout for real. Billy Kerwood, second strikeout of the game. Just here in the top of the second. Coming up to bat will be the center, number 17. The catcher, number 17, Sophia Nugent. Not much change as far as the batting order for the Rise this afternoon. Coach Transu fairly confident in the way things have been going so far. Doesn't feel the need to change anything. Second pitch from Kerwood. Nugent takes a ball. Back in the circle goes Kerwood for the third pitch at bat. This is going to be popped high. It's going to go behind the dugout for the New York Rise. Pop foul. 2-1. As Nugent heads back into the batter's box. "90 degrees here in Brookhaven. Beautiful day for some baseball. This ball is absolutely gobsmacked to the left center, but just a bit too high. An easy catch in left field for Howe. 2 outs. The sound of that, the ball off the bat, made it seem as if it was going to go a lot further than it did. I sounded very optimistic about that one. 2 outs here in the top of the second for the Rise. Kerwood, first pitch, ball. Sammy Williams in the batter's box for the Rise. Iowa State grad from Chicago, Illinois. Foul tips that second pitch from Kerwood. Of course, Sammy Williams, 2021 NFCA first team All-American, Big 12 freshman team in 2017. And, you know, believe it or not, she's already had some professional experience, the Oklahoma City Spark. And as I say that, she swings and a miss from that pitch. Strike 2. Kerwood leads the count. going to be high. Ball 2-2. 2 outs here. Top of the second inning. Score still tied at 0. Smoke were able to get 2 hits in that first inning. Rise are able to get 1. Now it's Kerwood and Williams. That one's going to be low in the dirt. Full count for Sammy. She's playing second base tonight. Here's the pitch from Kerwood. It's going to be foul tip behind home plate from Williams. Williams, of course, 3-time All Big 12 first team, 2017, 2019, and 2021. All over the place. College at Iowa State. Went to high school in California. Born in Chicago, Illinois. Now plays for the New York Rise. Here's the pitch from Kerwood. It's going to be in the dirt again, and she'll send Williams to first base. Another walk for the Smoke as number 6, Kayla Wadle, heads to the plate. Wadle also has some professional experience, Athletes Unlimited and USSSA Pride. Went to college at the University of Illinois, Chicago. She's going to hit it through the gap there between the shortstop and third base, and it's going to roll into the outfield where Howe's going to toss it back in, and another hit on the board for the New York Rise. Runners at first and second. Brown, top of the order once again for the Rise. Brown in the batter's box and Lauren Lucas on deck. Pitch, and it's going to be in the dirt once again. Krapf has already had a lot of work done behind the plate tonight. Really good first inning from Kerwood. Let's see if she can clean it up here. This one's going to be hit opposite field into left field, and stepping in to make the catch is Howe, and that will end the inning. Kerwood able to sneak out of the inning alive as we head to the bottom of the second with Krapf, Hill, and Mason due up to bat. Be back in just a few moments. Right here at Oglethorpe University, Atlanta Smoke taking on the New York Rise, tied at 0. Bottom of the second when we come back. All right, welcome back to Hermann's Stadium. Drew Dickinson broadcasting live overlooking Anderson Field, where the Smoke and the Rise are in the middle of an intense battle. Bottom of the second inning, heading to the plate, catcher Taylor Krapf. 6-foot catcher, went to the University of Minnesota. She was a Gopher. Krings still in the circle for the Rise. We're just about to get this second inning finished. And here we go. Krapf is going to take a ball on the first pitch of the at-bat. Good eye. Hope everyone had an incredible 4th of July weekend. Thank you for watching wherever it is that you may be. Here's the pitch from Krings. This one is hit left center high, but it looks like it's going to be an easy catch for the first out for Riley Blampede. 1 up, 1 down, bottom of the second for Rise. As number 77, Jasmine Hill, steps into the batter's box. Texas A&M Aggie playing center field tonight for the Atlanta Smoke. Going to take a ball, first pitch of the at-bat from Krings. Each team with 2 hits so far in the ballgame. Score still tied at 0. Third game of the 3-game series. Home debut here this weekend for the Atlanta Smoke. And taking another ball is Jasmine Hill. Smoke have won 2 of the first 3. Looking to complete the sweep here with this home series against the New York Rise. Krings lights the sign from Nugent. Pitch going to be well high. 3-0 is the count. It's what they call a hitter's count. Will Hill take the 4th ball, or will she swing at the 4th pitch? And she's going to take it for a strike. 3-1 is the count. 1 out, bottom of the second. Bottom of the order here for Atlanta Smoke. Foul tip from Hill. Hill's got a full count. Krings back into the circle. She's going to set. The windup and the pitch. This one's hit to left field. Back, 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 and it is gone! Ba-boom, says Jasmine Hill. New Jack City is her current location as she rounds third, heading home for the first run of the game, and this one just happens to be a home run. Jasmine Hill on the board for Atlanta Smoke. And she absolutely drilled that one to left field. Unable to chase it down was Blampede. Smoke on the board, 1 run to nothing. Elizabeth Mason stepping up to the plate. 267 hitter on the season. First pitch from Krings. Bit outside for the ball 1. Tipped off the top of the bat, foul behind home plate. Counts even at 1.
Come on, John. Everybody clap your hands.
Krings gets the sign from Nugent. And that's going to go right down the seam for strike 2. Back on top of the count is Krings as she walks back into the circle. Last at bat, she gave up a home run to Hill, trying to calm things down a little bit. This is going to be foul tipped once again by Elizabeth. See Coach Tarbin playing, well, not playing, she is the third base coach once again this afternoon. And she's not coaching for the Smoke in the summer. She is at the helm at the University of Hampton. She's got a young team, already starting to make a little bit of noise. Give her some time, and I'm sure the noise will be fairly loud. If it's anything that she's done here with the Atlanta Smoke, Hampton have a really great coach on their hands. And Krings steps back into the circle, leading the count 1-2. This one's going to be hit again to left field. Backing up is Blampede. Easy catch for her. 2 outs, top of the third. I was right. Bottom of the second. And stepping up to bat, number 3, Coco Woolley. Coco batting 9th tonight, playing shortstop. We'll start the lineup over if Coco can get on base. She takes the first ball. One ball, no strikes, 2 outs for Atlanta Smoke. This one once again hit opposite field. Backing up is Blampede. It's going to be fair. Umpire says it's fair. Rounding second and getting down for a triple, Coco Woolley. Okay, Coco. What a second inning here for the Atlanta Smoke. Jasmine Hill cranks one over the left field wall, and Coco Woolley with a triple. And the lineup will start over as Janae Jefferson steps up to the plate for the Atlanta Smoke. Texas Longhorn hoping to keep this at-bat alive. She takes a ball, first pitch of the at-bat. On deck, Silent Train Espinoza. Stand-up double in the top of the first for her. Well, bottom of the first. Here's the pitch from Krings. This one looped over the second baseman. Bounces right at the back of the infield. Blampede trying to hold Jefferson at bay, trying to beat her to second. Jefferson decided against it. And she's got a single and an RBI. She sends home Elizabeth Mason and Silent Train Espinoza ready to go up to bat. I must say, I love that name. That's a first for me. Just rolls right off the tongue. Janae at first. 2 outs. 2-0 is the lead for the Atlanta Smoke. First pitch, strike 1 to Espinoza. She asked the umpire, a little low. 7 back into the box. Here's the pitch from Krings. It's going to be foul tip. And Espinoza stays alive as Jefferson trots back to first base. Smoker leading the series 2-0. Looking to complete the series sweep with a victory this afternoon over the New York Rise. 10-4 on Friday was the victory score for the Smoke. 8-6 they had to come back and win last night. Espinoza hits it right to the first basewoman, Spade, and she taps the bag for the third out. And we are going to head to the top of the third inning. When we come back, Atlanta Smoke 2, New York Rise 0. Welcome back to Brookhaven, Georgia. We're broadcasting live from Oglethorpe University, the home of the Oglethorpe Stormy Petrels. Drew Dickinson calling the action this afternoon. What a second inning it was for the Atlanta Smoke. Jasmine Hill with a jack to left field over the left field wall. Elizabeth Mason hits a triple. That brings up Janae Jefferson. Hits an RBI single. 3 hits in that second inning, and Lauren Lucas stepping up to the plate for the New York Rise right here in the top of the third. Lucas playing in right field tonight, this afternoon. Laundry list of accolades for the Wichita State grad. 2025 first team all-conference. 2-time American Athletic Conference Player of the Week, just to name a few, as she trails in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. One's going to be sky high. First ball of the at-bat for Kerwood. Kerwood attending Delaware. Here's the pitch from her. It's going to be smacked right to Jefferson, who's going to just snag it right out of the air for the second out of the inning. And Blampede will step up to the plate for the New York Rise. 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the third. 1 up, 1 down. Easy for me to say. Blampede takes a ball. Kerwood pushes it just a bit outside. Bullpen activity for the Smoke have picked up once again here in the top of the third. Kerwood has given up no runs, but she's given up 2 hits. Speaking of that, this one's hit to left field, right field. Diving to try and make the catch was Mason, unable to do so. Blampede turns second, and she's going to stop and stand up for a stand-up triple here to try and get some momentum going for the New York Rise. And Courtney Day steps up to the plate. Designated player this afternoon for the New York Rise. That's the second hit to right field that Mason has just missed. Good pitch from Kerwood. First pitch of the at-bat goes for a strike right down the seam. Before this game, like I said, Kerwood only 2.1 innings pitched and a whopping 15 ERA. And this one is hit to center. High fly ball. Stepping in to make the catch for Atlanta Smoke was Jasmine Hill. And trying to tag up from third was Blampede. But what a throw from Hill to stop that tag.
Number 21, McKinney Smith.
And Smith up to bat. McKenna went to Cal Berkeley. She hits one to the shortstop, back to first base for the third out of the inning. And Atlanta Smoke will come back for the bottom of the third in just a few moments. I'm going to stick with you here. Not too many clouds in the sky, and I assure you the sun is up there. It's a cool 90 degrees here. I'm sure it's probably 15, 20 degrees hotter on the actual diamond. Oglethorpe University, the current home of the Atlanta Smoke. The Smoke will be in Atlanta for the next 2 weekends with 2 more 3-game series. More information to come later on in the game regarding that. Looks like Kerwood may still remain in the game. Like I said, there's a little bit of activity over in the bullpen for the Atlanta Smoke. No activity for New York Rise. Still got plenty of confidence. does Coach Transu with Lauren Krings. The breeze kind of stopped, so the heat picked back up a little bit. But I dressed properly today. I'm not going to be a victim of this heat, not this afternoon. 2-0 is the lead for Atlanta Smoke. A 3-hit bottom of the second inning, 2 runs on the board as well. And Jenna Cody, designated player, stepping up to the plate for Atlanta Smoke. Krings stepping off the mound and making her way into the circle. Jenna's going to take the first pitch, ball. Pitch going to be just a bit high. 2 balls, no strikes. No outs here in the bottom of the third. And Cody leading off in the bottom of the third for Smoke. Eccles on deck. The wind up and the pitch from Krings. Just a bit high. She gave a little stare down to the umpire. Just wanted to make sure that he was paying attention. And the crowd agrees, not just with Krings, but with me as well. It was a good pitch. Three and 1. Umpire calls strike on that last pitch from Krings. Krings to Cody. And it's going to be ball 4. Cody's going to head to first base. I believe it's the first walk of the game given by Krings. As Charlotte Eccles, the Florida Gator, comes up to the plate. .364 average. 1 home run so far this season. Good pitch from Krings. Strike 1. Jenna Cody at first. This one's going to be line driven through the gap between center and right field. Rounding third, coming home is Cody, and standing up for a stand-up double at second is Charlotte Eccles, and Atlanta Smoke are on the rise. Oh, did you hear that? No pun intended. And stepping into the batter's box, Morgan Howe. Howe playing left field this afternoon. And Coach Transu is making her way to the circle along with the infield just to have a quick chat with Krings. There's no movement or any sort of action in the bullpen for New York Rise, so I assume this is just a quick deliberation, trying to maybe give a little bit of confidence boost here for Krings, who started off hot, but has struggled just a wee bit since that bottom of the second inning, as she trails 3-0. 3 runs and 6 hits so far. Howe stepping back up to the plate. She's got Eccles on second. Eccles just hit a RBI double to the gap out there in right center. send home Cody. Hal's going to take the first pitch low, ball 1. Taylor Krapf on deck. It's going to be hit right back to the pitcher, and Eccles gets herself caught in a pickle, and she tries to get down there from third. Did she get it? Almost. And she's going to be tagged out at third. Is Charla Eccles. I think I call her safe. Oh, he showed out, but I guess she's safe. Nope. Okay, there it is. Okay, yeah, then we're going to get a quick deliberation here between the umpires because the third base umpire clearly called her out. But Eccles, as she was trying to reach out and tag the base, she went to slide, but unfortunately for her, she bounced off the grass, which I think is what enabled her to touch the bag before she got touched herself. Let's see if I'm right. And she's going to be called out. I appreciate that from the umpire crew just to make sure, because it was a tricky call. And the catcher for the afternoon for Smoke, Taylor Krapf, up to bat. 1 out. Bottom of the third. Eccles double sent Jenna Cody home for the third run of the game. And Hal standing on first. Hal creeped off the bag just a little bit. See if anyone was paying attention. She gets back safe and sound. Ball 1 at the plate. Krapf takes a ball. She leads the count 2-0. 1 out. That breeze has picked itself back up just a wee bit here in Brookhaven. It's hot, but it feels a little good, believe it or not. This one's going to be hit extremely high. It's on the third baseline, foul, and it's going to be caught for the second out of the inning. 2 down for Rise as Elizabeth Mason back into the batter's box here for the Atlanta Smoke. Coco Woolley on deck. Krings swings that right arm before she sets. It's very interesting to see. And it's very consistent. A lot of pitchers, have their chi, have their own little personalities, if you will. 1 ball, no strikes. Jasmine Hill already hitting a home run this afternoon. A pitch from Krings to Hill. She's going to take another ball. Hitters count, 3 balls, no strikes. Beautiful pitch from Krings, right down the middle. 3-1 is the count. Still maintaining a hitter's count is Jasmine Hill. Trying to add to the 3-0 score that the Smoke have so far. Foul tip. Full count. Howe heads back to first, where she is literally itching to get off the bag and gain and get to second, possibly more. Full count for Jasmine Hill. There goes Howe. And it's going to be a swing and a miss either way. 3 outs. And the New York Rise will head back into the batter's box to start the top of the 4th inning. You're watching Atlanta Smoke softball as they have welcomed New York Rise to Brookhaven this afternoon. 3-0 is the lead for the Atlanta Smoke. We'll be back for the top of the 4th in just a flash. Welcome back to Brookhaven, Georgia. Drew Dickinson broadcasting live from the beautiful Oglethorpe University, where the Atlanta Smoke have a 3-0 lead over the visiting New York Rise. 3rd game of the 3-game series, where the Smoke have a 2-game lead, looking to complete the series sweep. Just got some news handed down from the production staff. Next week's location will be somewhere new. The Atlanta Smoke will be at Kennesaw State University for the 3-game homestand next week. That's Kennesaw State next week and the week after for Atlanta Smoke. Stay tuned for times on those games for next week. Now, back to the top of the 4th. Kerwood still in the circle for the Smoke. Ball 1 on the first pitch, and taking the ball for the second pitch is Carly Spade. Spade hit a stand-up triple last at bat. And she's going to swing at that one in the dirt. Kerwood evens the count. Looking over towards the left corner of the field, and I see some more activity in the bullpen for Atlanta Smoke. This is going to be hit right under the glove of Charlotte Eccles, in between the gap, and going to second was Spade once again. Triple last at bat, double this at bat, as we see Eccles diving to her left. The ball just goes under the glove and moseys into the outfield as Howe throws it to second to stop Spade from a second triple in a row. And McKenna Smith, Sophia Nugent up to the plate. No outs here in the top of the 4th. She takes first pitch as a strike. Billy Kerwood so far has got pitching a shutout. Only giving up 3 hits. This one's going to be smacked to left field. Looking to chase it down is Howe. It's going to stay fair, and it goes over the wall for a ground rule double. But Carly Spade will touch the home plate base. Easy for me to say. Carly Spade will cross home plate for the first run of the afternoon for the New York Rise. Score is now 3-1. And Sammy Williams back up to the plate for the Rise. Got Coach Tarvin deliberating with the umpire. We may have a pitching change here. It looks like we are. That's going to be the afternoon for Billy Kerwood. 1 earned run, 3 hits, and what it looks like 3 1/4 innings. So almost 6 innings total on the season for Kerwood. And that ERA is going to drop massively for her. Good outing for Kerwood. We'll let you know who's going to step into the circle to replace her once we find out. Autumn Pease, I know, pitched Friday night, a complete game. Be surprised to see her. But these are fine-tuned athletes, so maybe it wouldn't be a surprise. Waiting to get that change here as the glove is being put on. And we'll find out here very shortly who's going to take the circle for the Atlanta Smoke here in the top of the fur. Punchy today, top of the fourth. Coach Tarvin walking out to the circle to deliberate with. Oh, wow. So, like I said, we got some really fine-tuned athletes here. These ladies are ready to go to war whenever they're called upon. Autumn Pease, complete game just not even 2 complete days ago, already back on the mound, ready to bring things home here for the Atlanta Smoke. They want to complete the series sweep before they head to Kennesaw State next weekend. And Coach Tarvin pulled out one of her aces to bring this one home for Smoke as Autumn Pease is on the mound warming up. Just want to take a moment to thank Oglethorpe University for the hospitality they've shown us this past weekend. It's a beautiful campus. I spent a lot of my time over on the soccer pitch involved with the men's and women's soccer program. And this baseball field is absolutely stunning, not to mention London Hall right behind the right field wall to the right. You see the umpire cleaning off the home plate, and it looks like we're going to resume the top of the fourth. No outs. Sophia Nugent on second after sending Maddie Spade home for the first run of the game. And the infield are just having another quick powwow at the top of the circle, giving Autumn Pease just that last bit of confidence. Not that she needs it. The ladies head back to their respective positions, and we're going to get the fourth inning back underway live right here from Brookhaven, Georgia, inside Oglethorpe University, overlooking Anderson Field, inside Hermant Stadium. And it doesn't look like Pease liked what she saw at the beginning. She calls out Krapf just for another quick conversation. Krapf heads back behind plate. Pease heads back to the outer circle as she steps back in. Pease looking for her first pitch of the ballgame. And this one's going to be a strike as she fans Sophia Nugent. I'm sorry, Sammy Williams. And on deck for the Rise is Kayla Wadle. It's going to be a bit high. Counts even.
Just to confirm, you'd like to pass
One, no outs. Runner at second for the Rise. This is going to be foul high behind home plate. Trying to chase it down is Silent Train Espinoza, but couldn't get there before the net gobbled it up. Nugent standing on the second base bag, hoping Sammy can send her home or at least to third base. No outs. Pitchers count. Foul tip behind home plate once again.
Get down!
Count remains at 1-2. Pease stepping back into the circle. She sets and delivers. This one's going to be high for a ball once again. 2-2 the count. Nugent with the double, sending Spade home. And now Sammy Williams trying to keep the momentum going. And boom! says Autumn Pease as she sits Sammy Williams down for the first out of the inning. Her first strikeout of the game for Autumn Pease. Entering Friday's game, she came in with 13 strikeouts, and if I do remember correctly, she threw 5 Ks in the game. So I believe she's hovering around 20 for the season. There's a bunt and stepping in to make the out. Great eye, great field positioning from Silent Train Espinoza. 2 up, 2 down for Autumn Pease here in the top of the 4th. Stepping up to the plate, number 25, Alex Brown, as the count starts over. The order starts over. The count does too. Nugent still on second. First pitch to Brown, high, inside, ball 1. Just a bit up high for the umpire's liking. Ball 2. Alex Brown played in 219 career games between North Carolina and Clemson. Here's the pitch from Pease. Foul tip. First strike of the at-bat. 2-1 is the count. On deck, Lauren Lucas for New York Rise. Hoping that Brown can get a hit so she can step up to the plate and keep this momentum going. Or will Autumn Pease silent the New York Rise as she enters the game? Foul tip once again, this time over the third baseline. Eccles chasing it down along with Howell. Who's going to get there first? Howell comes from her left field position to get the ball to Eccles, who was just right there at third base. Good teamwork, ladies. 2-2 is the count. 2 outs. Top of the 4th. 3-1 is the score. Atlanta Smoke are your leaders. Autumn Pease trying to put the fire out. The Smoke have caused, or I'm sorry, but the Rise have caused another foul tip over the third baseline once again. And Nugent trots back to second. Count still 2-2. Autumn Pease into the game as she replaces Billy Kerwood. Kerwood gave up 1 earned run, 3 hits in about 3 1/4 innings. This one's hit right field. If it stays fair, it would have sent Nugent all the way home from second, but it is foul over that first baseline. And chasing it down in right field was Elizabeth Mason. 2-2 remains the count for Alex Brown. Here's the pitch. Just a bit high there from from Pease. Full count for Brown. Just going to hit it down the third baseline. Eccles should be easy out all the way to Espinoza for 3 outs. 3 up, 3 down for Autumn Pease as she enters the game in place of Billy Kerwood. And we're going to head to the bottom of the 4th. Atlanta Smoke on top of the New York Rise. 3rd game with a 3-game series. Atlanta Smoke trying to complete the sweep. We'll be back in just a few moments. Welcome back to Oglethorpe University, where the New York Rise are trailing Atlanta Smoke 3-1. Just as we stepped away for the quick break, some action in the bullpen for the New York Rise has begun. Allie Light, who pitched on Friday night, warming up here, maybe coming in to replace Lauren Krings. Krings has given up 6 hits, 3 runs so far in 3 innings. We are just about to get this 4th inning back underway, as first pitch is imminent. Again, beautiful afternoon here in Brookhaven. It's hot though. Krings likes the sign from Nugent. First pitch, a little low, ball 1. Krings looks to deliver the second pitch of the at-bat. This one's cranked right up the middle, right through the gap between shortstop and second base. And a stand-up single, if you will, for Elizabeth Mason. Coco Woolley stepping back into the batter's box. Mason is for sure adding a few positive digits to that batting average after this weekend's games. And Woolley ready to face Krings for a 3rd time. Foul over the 3rd baseline. Can Blampy chase it down? The effort was there, just didn't complete the execution. The sun has been hidden behind a cloud for the first time all afternoon, and tell you what, when the sun's not showing its face, it feels pretty dang good out here. Coco leaning in for the bunt. Unsuccessful. 1-1. Bullpen activity for the Rise has ended. Another foul tip. Woolley trails in the count, 2 strikes, 1 ball. And we're going to start the order over with Janae Jefferson, who is on deck. Nice hit. Can it get over the center fielder? And backpedaling to make a great play in center field is Kayla Wadle. And that's going to be 2 up, 1 down here in the bottom of the 4th for Krings. As Janae Jefferson starts things over here for Atlanta Smoke, who have a 3-1 lead. Great game so far between these two teams. Looks like Silent Train Espinoza on deck for the Smoke. Krings leans in, and it's going to go foul. And heading back to the box will be Jefferson. The lefty is batting .417 on the season. After a couple of hits this afternoon, that average looking to increase as well. She's going to hit it opposite field, right through the gap, into left field. She's going to send... Woolley goes over to second, and Jefferson with another single here on the afternoon. Silent Train Espinoza, stand-up double in the first. Her second double of the series. University of Washington steps in the batter's box. University of Washington graduate steps in the batter's box to face down Lauren Krings. Krings has battled all afternoon. It's going to be a short blooper to first base, and picking the ball up is Spade and running to the bag. 1 foot, 1 out. But Espinoza does her job as she advances the runners to second and third. Still only 1 out. And Jenna stepping back up to the plate. Smoke, Rise, bottom of the 4th. 3rd of the 3-game series. It's going to be low, almost in the dirt. Ball 1. Here's the pitch from Krings. Another ball. 2-0. Runners at second and third. Cody receiving the pitch. She's going to take a strike on this one. 2-1 is the count. 2 outs, bottom of the 4th. Krings, the windup, the delivery. This is going to be hit high, center field. Backpedaling is Wadle, able to make the catch, but tagging from, well, that's going to be the 3rd out of the inning. So the inning is over. Another hit on the board for the Atlanta Smoke. Lauren Krings gets out of the 4th inning with not too much damage done, and we're going to head to the top of the 5th right here live from Oglethorpe University. It's the Atlanta Smoke taking on the New York Rise. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back to Brookhaven, Georgia. Drew Dickinson broadcasting live from Oglethorpe University. Lauren Lucas stepping into the batter's box to face Autumn Pease once again. Looking at Pease's stats so far on the season, I was just about right. She's got 19 strikeouts on the season, and after the complete game on Friday night, her ERA dropped to 4.92. And if she keeps up the prowess like she has been this afternoon, I expect the ERA to continue to drop as she delivers the first pitch ball to Lauren Lucas. Lucas swings at that one, evens the count up. You can tell it frustrated her. She didn't want to do it. But she committed and then overcommitted, and then you're stuck. Riley Blampede on deck. The pitch from Peace, foul tip. Peace stepping back into the circle. Remember, she's in the game. This is only her 2nd inning. She took over for Billy Kerwood. Another foul tip there from Lucas. Kerwood pitched about 3 1/4 innings. 3 hits, no earned runs. No, I'm sorry, 1 earned run. And after that earned run she gave up, it was the end of her day. Atlanta Smoke, owned and operated by Brandon Phillips, former Major League Baseball All-Star, and the current WWE Queen of the Ring herself, Jade Cargill. General Manager Eric Mays. They've really set the Smoke up for success and looking to complete their first ever home series victory. Pitch going to be inside from Pease. Full count here for Lauren Lucas. Here's the pitch, another foul tip. Three balls, two strikes for Lauren Lucas. Pease likes what she sees from Krapf. And the pitch, and that's going to be it for Lauren Lucas. Swing and a miss, strike three. And here comes Riley Blampede up to plate. Blampede having some defensive duties in left field this afternoon. And so far so good up at the plate as well. She's going to hit the line drive and dive in to make the catch off the bounce to slow things down in center field. Jasmine Hill. It's a single for Blampede. Could have been a lot worse if Jasmine Hill didn't make that fantastic defensive play in center field for the Atlanta Smoke. And Courtney Day, designated player, up to the plate for New York Rise. She's going to take a strike from Pease, who I think just gave up her first hit of the afternoon. Fourth on the day for the Smoke. Fourth that they've given up. Just for clarity, they have 7 hits on their own. And this one's going to be outside for the first ball of the at-bat. Blampede on first. Courtney Day with a 1-1 count. She's going to swing a scooper. As it stays fair, she's going to advance one of the runners to second, and she's got a single herself. That one got caught in no man's land. A bit too far for Eccles and just not close enough was Morgan Howe to make the play. Second hit of the afternoon for Pease. And McKenna Smith up to bat. Carly Spade on deck for the Rise. This one is hit to right center. Chasing it down is Mason. She makes the catch, tagging up from second to third, and sliding in successfully was Riley Blampede. Courtney Day with a single. Another hit for the New York Rise. Slowly but surely making some noise. You got to put runs on the board. Right now you've got runners at the corners. 2 outs. Carly Spade up to bat for the Rise. Autumn Pease looking to just calm things down. A strike does wonders for the confidence. Bullpen has some activity going on itself for Atlanta Smoke. Remember, Billy Kerwood started the game, went 3 1/4, 1 earned run on 3 hits. In comes Pease after her complete game on Friday night. Delivering a strike on that pitch beautifully. 1-1 is the count. 2 outs, top of the 5th. Atlanta Smoke have a 3-1 lead, a very narrow 3-1 lead as things sit. Runners on the corner. Day at first, Blampede at third. Here's the ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. Nugent on deck for the New York Rise, if it gets there. Atlanta Smoker wearing those dark red uniforms this afternoon. And there's a ball hit to right center. Should be easy routine for Mason. And that's going to be the 3rd out of the inning. But not after 3 more hits and 3 good hits, really. Needed more runs, but after 3 more hits, New York Rise unable to shrink the lead anymore. And we're going to head to the bottom of the 5th. Atlanta Smoke coming up to bat. Thanks so much for listening and watching wherever you may be. We'll be back from Brookhaven in just a moment. Welcome back to Sunday afternoon softball right here from Oglethorpe University. Atlanta Smoke making their first ever home series debut as they welcome in the New York Rise. The Smoker heading to the plate in the bottom of the 5th with a 3-1 lead. Staying in the circle for the Rise will be Krings. 7 hits on 3 runs so far this afternoon. Coach Transu staying confident in her pitcher. And it looks like Charlotte Eccles will head to the plate for Atlanta Smoke. Krings pitching to Eccles to start the bottom of the 5th. Going to go into the dirt. Ball 1. Eccles has a current .364 batting average, 12 hits on the season, 4 singles, 5 doubles, 3 home runs, along with 13 RBI. Just going to take that second pitch ball. Some of the fans in attendance didn't agree with that call. Eccles stepping back into the batter's box as Krings is ready to deliver the 3rd pitch of the at-bat. She trails 2-0 in the count. Eccles hits a screamer down the first baseline, but unable to stay fair as the ball moses itself all the way over into the right field corner. Lauren Lucas puts it back in play, and Krings looks ready to do battle with Eccles once again. Charlotte Eccles, a Florida Gator. Another one that should be used to this heat. Krings the windup and the pitch. Eccles is going to take a strike. 2-1 is the count now. Two and 2 is the count. Krings battling Charlotte Eccles. Pitch is going to be low outside. The count is now full. believe Morgan Howe is on deck. Yes, she is. Left fielder is on deck for the Atlanta Smoke. This hit is again driven down that first base line, still unable to stay fair. Count remains full. Krings doesn't like the dirt on the ball. She wants to get a quick switch with the umpire. All right, Eccles has a full count. Krings has no outs here. Bottom of the fifth. Eccles swinging and staying alive with the foul tip. As you can see, Morgan Howe, she is on deck. Krings sets. The release. Another foul tip from Eccles, staying alive. Get some encouragement from the first and third base coach. Arguably one of the most consistent hitters on this Atlanta Smoke team. When you heard my numbers just a few minutes ago. 5 doubles, 4 singles, 3 home runs, excuse me. There it is. She scoops one to the second baseman, to the first baseman for the first out of the inning. And here comes Megan Howe. Morgan, Arizona State Sun Devil. Stepping into the batter's box to face Lauren Krings once again. Back in April of 2023, April 21st to be exact, Lauren Krings threw a no-hitter against North Texas. Trying to find some of that magic here in the bottom of the fifth, trailing 3-1. And trailing in the count, 1 ball, no strikes to Megan Howe. Excuse me, Morgan Howe. Good eye from Morgan. Ball 2. Two-0 is the count. 1 out. Rowe's going to take another ball. That one was well high for the third ball of the at-bat. Krings with the delivery. And she's going to walk Howe. Another walk on the afternoon for Krings. As Howe heads to first. And Jasmine Hill, the center fielder, back up to the plate. She went to New Jack City earlier in the ball game, looking to capitalize off that here in the bottom of the fifth. 3-1, Smoke on top. This one's hit high, deep left center, going back, and it is gone! See ya, wouldn't wanna be ya. Was that Krapf? It was. That was Taylor Krapf with the jack. Taylor Krapf goes deep over the left field wall. Blampede chasing it down once again, but Krapf just too much power. Increases the lead 5-1 with that 2-run jack. Now it's Jasmine Hill coming back up to the plate. I got excited. And it looks like we are going to have that pitching change after that home run. Lauren Krings' afternoon, has come to an end. And Allie Light in the circle, warming up. She was in the circle for the 10-4 loss on Friday. She was replaced by Shanice Delche later on in the ballgame. Shanice is the one who finished that game up. Jasmine Hill, after her home run earlier in the ballgame, her .417 batting average is probably going to go sky high. Bottom of the fifth, 1 out, 2 runs so far in the inning, increasing the lead to 4. Smoke have 8 hits on the afternoon on 5 runs. Last minute conversation between Nugent and Light. Allie Light, San Diego State and University of Arkansas attendee. Lexington, South Carolina is her hometown, so she's been all over the place as well. 2-time member of the All-Mountain West first team during her time with the Aztecs, where she was also a 5-time Mountain West Pitcher of the Week, 2023 Mountain West Pitcher of the Year, and she was also a part of the 2024 Mountain West All-Tournament team, and of course earned NFCA All-West Region second team honors in 2023. Nugent having uniform malfunction, it appears. She heads back behind home plate at the bottom of the fifth, back underway. Allie Light, Jasmine Hill. Light's first pitch of the game is a strike right down the seam. The windup from Light. Hill's going to scoop it, and it goes right over the second base bag. And McKenna Smith unable to grasp it. And it's going to be a single for Jasmine Hill. And Elizabeth Mason steps up to the plate for the Atlanta Smoke. Light with the delivery. Low, ball 1. This is going to be hit down the third baseline. Shortstop steps over and makes the play at second, unable to get the out at first. Single there for Elizabeth Mason. Coco Woolley stepping up to bat with 2 outs in the bottom of the fifth for the Atlanta Smoke. First pitch to Woolley is called strike. Ball 1. Mason standing at first, looking to be advanced by Woolley. And the order will start over with Jefferson on deck. Going opposite field. Beautiful hit from Coco Woolley, and getting down at third, but unable to touch the bag before she was tagged out was Jasmine Hill. And we are going to head to the top of the 6th with the Atlanta Smoke increasing their lead to 5, New York Rise 1. And we'll be back right here at Oglethorpe University in just a flash. Welcome back to Oglethorpe University. Drew Dickinson broadcasting live overlooking Anderson Field as we begin the top of the 6th inning. And Sophia Nugent stepping into the batter's box to lead off the 6th inning for the New York Rise, who trail by 4 runs. And it looks like we'll have Ashley Trierweiler, who's on deck, ready to bat for her first time tonight. Here we go. Top of the 6th is underway. First pitch called strike. Beautiful pitch there from Pease, who took over for Kerwood in the top of the 4th. Another just... Remember, quick reminder, next week and the week after, Atlanta Smoke will move to Kennesaw State University as this ball is driven down the first baseline, but it goes foul. Next week, all 3 games, Kennesaw State. The following week, Kennesaw State, 3 games. Again, can't thank Oglethorpe enough for the hospitality that they've shown us this weekend. But Kennesaw State will be the new home for the Atlanta Smoke, at least for now. Stay tuned for game times as well, because that could flip-flop. This one's going to be in the dirt. Ball 1. Pease still leading in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. She gave up a couple of hits in that 5th inning. Looking to calm things down here in the top of the 6th. This one's hit high, far, deep, but it's going to go foul over that left field line in the outfield. The left field line. That's the third base line. Well, you know. Count remains 1-2. The pitch. It's going to be a captain hook over the third base line. Nugent still alive. Alden Pease has the lead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Looking to sit Nugent down and bring up Trierweiler. Nugent's going to hit that off the bottom of the bat, right above her wrists. It's going to go foul over the first baseline. Count still 1-2. No movement in either bullpen. After Krings was replaced by Light, I don't think there's any, no movement for the Rise either. And that one's going to be in the dirt from Pease to Nugent to even the count at 2. Stepping back in the circle is Autumn. The windup, the pitch, and swing and a miss, and Nugent will go sit back down, and that will bring up Ashley Trierweiler, Grand Canyon University, Santa Clara University attendee. Went to high school at Carlmont High, easy for me to say. And born and raised in Belmont, California. Takes the first pitch ball, good eye. In 2024, Trierweiler was the National Fast Pitch Coaches Association All-West Region second team member. Facing Autumn Pease here, sneaking in for the bunt, unsuccessful. Trierweiler now trails in the count. Well, actually, it evened up the count. Ball two. You can see right there, just a bit high. The release from Pease. Foul tip behind home plate from Trierweiler, and the count is now even at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Trierweiler stepping back into the batter's box. Pease back into the circle. Top of the 6th. 1 out. Another foul ball over the third base line from Trierweiler. We're broadcasting live from Oglethorpe University, the home of the Stormy Petrels.
Someone got it.
Beautiful Brookhaven, Georgia. It's a scorcher out here, but a great day for softball and a great way to end the 4th of July weekend. Trierweiler hits one to the second baseman. To first to Espinoza for the second out of the inning. And stepping up to bat will be number 6, Kayla Wadle. If Wadle is successful, the order will start over with Alex Brown on deck for the New York Rise, trailing 5-1, top of the 6th. High out of the glove of Krapf. She tosses it back to Pease, who heads back to the circle, where she trails in the count. 1 ball, no strikes, as Wadle stands in the box and stares her down. Did she commit? She did not. 2 balls, no strikes. Another ball from Pease to Wadle. 2019 and 2021, Kayla Wadle, Horizon League Player of the Year, NFCA All Great Lakes Region First Team in 2021 as well. So no slouch herself in the batter's box. The pitch from Pease looks to be right down the middle for the first strike of the at-bat, and she gains some momentum in the count. 3 balls, 1 strike. She's going to walk Wadle here in the top of the 6th with 2 outs. Alex Brown starting now over the lineup as she steps up to the plate. Stellar career at Clemson University for Brown. Lauren Lucas on deck for the Rise if it gets there. This one's hit hard but foul over the third base line. The windup and the pitch from Pease. Another foul tip by Brown. Stays alive in the count. Still trails the count. 0 strikes. Wadle at first from the walk. Wadle's going, and another foul tip over the third baseline. I think it's the third in a row there from Alex Brown. You can see what she's trying to do. She's trying to loop it over the head of Charlotte Eccles right over there on that third baseline, but she keeps getting under it just a bit too much. Bullpen activity remains stagnant for both teams. Here's the pitch. Wadle went. And she'll have to trot back over to first base. Another foul tip from Brown. This one's hit deep center field. Looks pretty simple for Jasmine Hill, and that's going to be the third out of the inning, and we're going to head to the bottom of the 6th. Atlanta Smoke on top of the New York Rise as things stand, 5-1. Top of the 6th, bottom of the 6th, excuse me, when we come back. Welcome back to Oglethorpe University. Atlanta Smoke, New York Rise. Game 3 of the 3-game series. Atlanta Smoke lead the series 2-0. Looking for a complete sweep in their first ever home series here in the state of Atlanta, in the state of Georgia. And Janae Jefferson starts the order over here in the bottom of the 6th for the Atlanta Smoke as she faces Allie Light once again this weekend. First pitch delivered a strike. Janae tried that running bunt gimmick, just unsuccessful. She hits this one high. Not going to make it out of the infield, though. Easy routine out for New York Rise. 1 up, 1 down for Allie Light. Here comes Silent Train Espinoza. One out here at the bottom of the 6th. Espinoza facing Light. Takes a ball on the first pitch of the at-bat. Here's the pitch from Light. Just not good enough. Ball 2. (5-1). Atlanta Smoke on top. 3-0 in the count. Espinoza stepping back in the box with the count in her favor. That's the strike Light was looking for. 3-1. Still just 1 out. With the lined up from Light and the delivery, get a high pop fly to left field. Routine catch there for Riley Blampede for the second out. And Jenna Cody back up to the plate for Atlanta Smoke with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Here's the first pitch, and it is a strike right down the middle. Jenna showing bunt. Should probably pull it back in, though. And here's the pitch, and she hits this one right up the seam. Beautiful play to the first baseman for the 3rd out of the inning. And it was 3 up, 3 down for the New York Rise, as they've got 3 more outs to try and turn this thing around. We're heading to the top of the 7th, and when we come back right here in Oglethorpe University, Atlanta Smoke, New York Rise. Women's professional softball. Back in just a moment. Welcome back to Hermance Stadium, where New York Rise, Atlanta Smoke are on Anderson Field battling out 3rd game, best of 3. I'm so punchy today. 3-game series. Atlanta Smoke won the first 2. Like I said before, looking for their first ever Atlanta home series win. First pitch of the 7th inning, foul tip. Right fielder Lauren Lucas up to bat for the visitors. Autumn Pease in the circle where she remains for the Atlanta Smoke. Here's the pitch, and this one's going to be pop fly. It's going to go foul over the the 3rd baseline. In 2022, Lauren Lucas was a AC Player of the Week. Just another laundry list of accolades for another fantastic player for the New York Rise. as the Atlanta Smokes Autumn P delivers a strike. Here's the pitch. Ball's hit right to the second baseman, to Espinoza for the first out of the 7th inning. 2 more to go, and the Atlanta Smoke will complete their first ever home series here in Atlanta, Georgia, and they'll leave with a series sweep. Blampede back up to bat. I'm blaming it on the sun, guys. It's a scorcher out here. It's hard to compose yourself. First pitch, ball. 5-1 remains the score in favor of the Atlanta Smoke. Here's the second pitch of the at-bat, right down the middle. Evens the count, 1-1. As I said before, Autumn P. Complete game on Friday. And we just took a day and a half rest, back at it already, delivering another strike. She takes over the lead in the count. 2 strikes, 1 ball. Back in the circle goes Pease. Blampede staring her down. The pitch, foul tip by Blampede. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Blampede looks ready to go. Peace steps back in, ready to deliver. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out. Top of the 7th. This one's laser lined into left field. Howe to second to slow down Blampede. And Blampede with a single here in the top of the 6th. Just the momentum that the New York Rise needed. Courtney Day steps up to the plate. This one's going to be hit foul. One ball, no strikes. Beautiful pitch from Autumn Pease. 1 ball, 1 strike is the count now for Courtney Day. Pease, the delivery. What a catch from Espinoza for the second out, almost with the force at first to end the ball game. But quickly stepping back on the first base bag was Lauren Lucas. And heading to the plate now, McKenna Smith for Atlanta Rise. Blampede on first. Foul tip there from McKenna Smith. First strike of the at-bat. On deck is Carly Spade for the Rise, if needed. Here's the pitch from Pease. High outside, ball 2. One more out for the Atlanta Smoke to complete the series sweep. Everybody wanted that to be a strike. Umpire disagreed. Shortstop McKenna Smith. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Top of the 7th. The Rise trail 5-1. She takes a strike there, and Blampede remains at first base. Pease with the approach and the delivery. This one's smacked to right field. Can Elizabeth get there? And she does. To end the ball game, Elizabeth Mason snags it in right field. And there you have it. Atlanta Smoke go on to defeat the New York Rise in the best-of-3 series, 10-4, 8-6, and to end it with a sweep today and a 5-1 victory sees our Atlanta Smoke win their first ever home series here in Atlanta, Georgia. And what a way to do it in style. 5 runs, 8 hits. Great way to start their home series. We've got 6 more home games to go. 3 next week, the 3 the following week. And all of those games will be at a new location where we will relocate to Kennesaw State. Stay tuned for the times of those games. Sometimes they shift them around a little bit. So follow at the Atlanta Smoke on Instagram for more game information regarding next 2 weeks ball games at Kennesaw State. Well, that's going to do it for me here at Oglethorpe University. I am Drew Dickinson, and I hope everyone had a wonderful 4th of July weekend as the Atlanta Smoke go on to defeat the New York Rise 5-1 and complete their first ever home series sweep. Plenty more to come in the month of July. As I said before, Drew Dickinson calling the action for you all. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Stay cool, and we will talk to everybody next Friday night. Have a great week, folks.